Welcome in everybody to ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zach Brown, and joining with me as always is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief and mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. National Open is wrapped up. NASCAR is into the round of 8 in the playoffs now. A lot of stuff has shaken up. A lot of good racing has happened over the weekend. It's time to dive on in. Before we do, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, and make sure you check out the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Spotify, and make sure you follow all social media platforms. Now let's get this started and talk about NASCAR at the Roval. The Roval added a lot of excitement. As much as I trash talk it, it still was a lot of excitement besides the winner. The
Right.
winner was very clear. It was going to be SVG the entire day, even before when it was actually put on the calendar, knew he was going to win. Uh, Battle was kind of for second. Larson was the second fastest car all day. I mean, he had
Yeah.
the second one. Uh, the thing that was shaken up was the battle between Chastain and Logano, who was going to advance, and it all came down to who was going to pit, who was going to get tires, and work that strategy. Chastain elected to stay out. Clearly did not work for him. Logano pit, and he was able to end up passing Chastain and even get more positions. Chastain lost a few more positions. Tried to dive bomb it at the very end, but too little, too late. Missed the cut just short. And I mean, we predicted that Chastain was going to shake some things up.
Yeah.
He always does on the cutoff races. SVG winning by 15, 16 seconds. But the only reason it was by that much is there's different strategy. He decided to stay out. Larson pit. That was the only way Larson would have had a chance to beat
Yeah.
SVG unless there was a caution at the end. There was just no one was going to catch him.
Yeah. Larson was the only one, and actually Bell wasn't too bad. They were within a few seconds of SVG this time, so at least it was closer. Yeah, Larson pitting. I think their only thought was if they pit and they get a late race caution, they could probably hold him off. But with SVG, he didn't pit, and he
You,
had a
you
20
had
second
to
lead, and it came down to 17 seconds. It
they
was,
they had to do what SVG didn't. That was the only
yeah.
way to.
Yeah,
You
that
had
was
to
their
try.
only, and they had to get a caution to make that pit strategy work. Otherwise, they should have just stayed. But they would have ran second and third anyway. So
That's just where it would have ended up. SVG was just very impressive. He took care of the car just like he always does on these road
yeah.
courses. Now at the very end, I saw it smoking, and I thought the tire was going down. I think he just spun the tire coming
Well,
into the
no, he
Roval.
actually said he had a tire issue.
I
The
thought it was
start.
blowing on the at the last lap, but he was
Yeah,
able to nurse it back, and it was. I mean, he could have just went half speed, and he would have been fine to get it back. But that would have definitely shaken some things up. Larson was already locked in as well. He was really going for that extra bonus point to go into the
yeah,
round of 8. Everybody is so close in the round of 8 now; they're all within like 10
yeah,
points or something from the
yeah.
cutoff.
Now's when if you have a bad race, it turns into a must win.
Yep, and
You
the
know, you,
must
you
and a
get
must
into a
win at
crash or whatever, that you have to win to get into the next round. That's the only. Well, one of them can point in.
yeah, yeah.
But
I mean,
everybody else is,
yeah, and the you don't want to have a must win when you go into Talladega and then Martinsville, of course.
no, the easiest thing is, I mean, actually, Vegas is probably a must win right now. You win that one, you're good. You're in. I think you almost got to treat it as a must win.
Yeah, and honestly, with the 8 that remain, any of them have a shot to win at Vegas. They're just Toyota, Ford, Chevy. They've all been really solid.
Yeah.
Specifically, Toyotas versus Chevy on the mile and a half. More specifically, the Fords, besides Ryan Blaney, have been lackluster on the mile and a half overall. Uh,
Although Josh Berry did win this race in the spring.
yeah, that is true. Um, so expect a lot of expect the Penske cars to kind of see what Josh Berry did, his strategy on the spring race and how they can go about that. I mean, I think Joey Logano's won this race before, so he's no stranger to it. Blaney, even if he doesn't have a great race, he is one that actually feels really confident going to Talladega. That's one that you can actually
Yeah, yeah,
bet on
he's
having a
definitely a
solid
favorite to
race.
go in there for sure.
Yeah, and then Martinsville again, that's a crapshoot. I mean, it's a 500-mile race on the shortest track. You go to the biggest track and to the smallest track. So it's this round is very interesting. I like this round. I like it right before the championship race. Next year we'll get it. The championship race will be Homestead, so even more excitement added to that. Um, the we'll preview. here in a second, Las Vegas. A couple things that were newsworthy in NASCAR this week. The biggest headliner just came out today on the day we're recording this. There will be select tracks next year that NASCAR will implement the 750 horsepower package for the Cup cars. We've been saying this. We've been pleading for NASCAR to do it. We even the drivers, crews, they've wanted this. It's going to put on better racing. I hope they do it for races such as like Bristol is one of them, the smaller tracks. I mean, you've got Dover. That's the ones I think the higher
I
horsepower
hope
you
it's
want.
anywhere but a plate track or
Yeah, you
whatever.
don't need they don't need 750 for the plate tracks. That's not necessary. But I mean, mile and a half tracks, you put it at Texas, that will make Texas even a better race. I think it's very smart that they finally listen to people for once in their dang lives. I'd like to see the 750 horsepower on North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
That that could be interesting.
I got a small little rant on that. I mean, why is NASCAR limiting the horsepower? If your engine is legal and you make more horsepower than everybody else, tough shit on the other people. I mean, it used to be that way. It's like, if you're legal and you can make more horsepower, good for you.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
bring it back. Yeah, I don't really don't know exactly how they're limited in these things. I mean, as far as I know, it's not a computer thing. It's like, well, it goes to 750 and that's it. I don't know how you limit it in the car. It's
I I don't know, and I don't really know how you would really test for that during post-race inspections and
yeah,
all of
without putting
that.
it on a chassis dyno.
Yeah, and they don't. They probably won't. I mean, they're limited to what, 550 right now or 500?
Yeah,
I mean,
something
do they test
unless there's certain, they're calling it 750 just for fans, but
that?
maybe
I
there's a
think
certain compression ratio and different things in the engine you have to.
I'm thinking the 750 is just for fans purposes. There's got to be an underlying uh technical reasons for all of this, and I'd like to kind of know. So anybody knows anybody that is in the mechanics world in NASCAR, let us know what that exactly means. I mean, like 410s is 410 cubic inches. So if you have, I mean, you have up to 410 cubic inches, but your horsepower is just unlimited as much as you can make on those.
Right.
And that's, I mean, that's what sprint car world's always done. That's what NASCAR used to do. So if you're like, if you get but maybe that is kind of what they're talking about, and it's like it's around 750 horsepower is what they're
Yeah,
going to
it
make.
could be. I don't know any way you could do it. Now, to keep that in perspective, these are 350 cubic inch engines, so you're making over 2 horsepower per cubic inch.
Yeah,
That's still impressive. Getting 550 out of a 350, street cars can do that. I mean,
yeah,
it's just
yeah. Well, I mean, pretty good street cars, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's not difficult to make a 550 pound streetable 350. So that should not even be in a race
yeah. I
car.
mean, that's like the Mustangs, the GT Mustangs that they'll make with the Roush package. That's around what they make, or Mustang police cars
Yeah,
make around that. Not quite
yeah.
as much, but I think they're around 450-ish around there. They hum. I will say
Oh yeah.
that. I thought I took another picture of something that's significant. Um, Maybe not. Maybe just a loss of every. Oh no, yeah. So the playoff standings heading into this, so it really means nothing. It doesn't really matter if you have a lead right now because the lead is so insignificant. It's not going to make that much of a difference. So Denny Hamlin technically has the playoff point lead. He's a whole whopping 8 points ahead of the cutoff. Ryan Blaney's six. Larson's four plus, and so is Byron. Then Bell, Chase, Brisk, both chases and Joey are under the cut line right now. The one that's the furthest away is Joey Logano, so he'll have some work to do. He definitely cannot afford to even have a mediocre race. He needs to have top 10 finishes to have a shot. He might even be close to a must-win scenario. He's 19 points out. With all these seven other drivers, you just see them. You just see this is the time where you're going to see pretty much all of them run around the top 10, top 15 every time, barring any crashes or anything. Besides Talladega, that's why I say crashes. Because Talladega is a whole beast. It's a whole different thing. But Vegas, traditionally, that's going to be where you see the top eight. They're gonna be right around each other. And then when you get to Phoenix, somehow all four, one, two, three, four, almost every single year. It's just
Usually.
how it usually goes, conveniently. Um,
But like last year, Joey Logano just squeaks it in. All of a sudden, it's like you keep him around, he
He's
shows
he
up here.
Yeah, I mean, is he the most dominant driver ever? No, but
Yeah, right now he's probably the slowest of the eight cars, but
you give
all it
him
takes is one good
if you
race.
give these Fords a chance at Phoenix, you're in trouble. If one of these Fords, which there's two, if Blaney or Logano or both make it to Phoenix like they did last year, one of those
Yeah,
two is going to win the championship.
most
That's my
likely.
hot take, and it's not really much of a hot take. I
And
mean, they're
one of those
just
Fords is going to get in the final four.
I think, well, if I and what I have on my final four, I still think it's going to be Blaney. I still have
I agree.
Blaney in there, um, and and Bell's still alive. I still think he makes it in. I think he's just too good to miss out again. And I had Larson, and I think I had Denny as well. So I mean, it's my final eight. The only one that's off again was SVG. I'm telling you right now, I wasn't too far off. If he didn't miss out on that first round, he'd be in the round of eight.
Yeah,
So let's talk about Vegas. This is probably the second best mile and a half track they have right now behind Kansas. I
seems
know
like it
that.
puts on a good race.
Yep, always does. This is a daytime race, so it is not as hot as the normal traditional Vegas. I wish Vegas was a night race, so it'd be Saturday night in Vegas. That'd be pretty freaking cool. Needs to be a championship race as a Saturday night race. That Vegas for a championship race would be really awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
They host all these events all the time. Vegas can supply that. They'd be fine. That would be that would be really good. Uh, the favorites are this week are definitely Denny and Larson. Like they're always the favorites on the mile and a half, no matter where, no matter what. The top eight, if you're going to do fantasy picks or something, pick some of the top eight because they're going to be in contention, like we were talking about.
Yeah,
And
this is definitely one Larson. And Larson has been running better these last couple of weeks.
well,
So if you're
and
going to
yeah,
get better, now's the time to do it.
and that's what I was kind of, and so that's one that he was falling off in the regular season. Now they've kind of built up some momentum, showing that they have the capability, they have the speed to do well. All the Hendricks, really, especially the
Mhm.
ones, more specifically the ones in the championship running. Chase has been running consistently. Byron's kind of just been there. He's just there. He hasn't
Yeah,
been dominant like
yeah,
he has been
yeah. He's
somewhat, but he's
probably, early he's been great. He seems like he struggles a little later in the year. So we'll see if
But
he can turn that around.
if I have to think, I think he's due for something, at least some good runs. And I'd love to see Willie B in the championship four get another shot at it. He's a good driver. Um, yeah, Vegas is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and this is the one where you can predict it a lot better than the next two, and that's the same for people in the garage.
Yeah,
I think we're in for a good running. I mean, the season's wrapping up. This is going to be one of the best races towards the end of the year. I definitely think I think it usually is, and I think it's smart they're going to roughly a mile and a half track for the championship too. This car just does so well at them.
yeah. It seems like they got the package, and next year's going to be interesting with the extra horsepower.
I'm
Hopefully,
just
they
curious
run
which
these on.
I'm curious which tracks they're going to decide.
I say run it on all of them except for the super speedways.
I'd like to see how they do on Martinsville.
I don't know why you couldn't.
I just want to see
Road
what the difference
courses.
would
I
be.
mean, run it everywhere, but Talladega, Daytona,
Darlington with the
and
750.
maybe and probably not Atlanta.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't need no.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean they used to be making 900 horsepower. They were running all these tracks.
Darlington
This
would be
car
pretty
this car
awesome,
handles better now, so
and they're safer. I mean,
yeah,
they are
run
they.
it. You know,
Um, yeah. As much as I ranted about the Roval, put on a good show to
it
set
was
up
pretty
this.
exciting. Chastain dives it in, spins Denny out,
But
slams it in reverse.
I'm not buying what NASCAR always tries to sell with it. That was going to happen regardless of what the cutoff race was going to be. It always is. It always has a bunch of excitement. So just I I guarantee if that was a 500-mile oval race, it would have been just as exciting.
I agree.
Let's dive in then into our NASCAR fantasy for Las Vegas. I mean, this is Vegas, Viva Las Vegas. This is where all gambling happens, and Am I taking gambles this week? Not really. A little bit for my fantasy
I got a
purposes. But
little amount.
I have to save some drivers. I have some drivers. I either have one or two left, and I think they're going to be potentially in the final four. So I have to save them for that. If you think a driver's going to be in the final four and you're running out of them on the fantasy, keep them. Wait till Phoenix because somehow they always end up running well at Phoenix. If you're close in your fantasy league, that's what I would do. Um, this week for sports books purposes, look at Toyota and Chevy, but don't be surprised if those Penske's kind of just show up towards the end. Specifically, Ryan Blaney Ryan Blaney will probably qualify about 15th to 20th, and he'll just show up in the middle of the race, just at
Yep.
leading. Just that's how Ryan Blaney's always raced. He doesn't dominate races, but he is so methodical and smart with racing.
Very much like Harvick was. It's all of a sudden, where did he come from?
Exactly. So let's get into our NASCAR fantasy lineup. You can see the standings on the screen right now. I'm still in the lead. All of us were so close last week,
Yeah.
all
But I
within.
did manage to win. That's two in a row for me. So I
No, I
am
think that's four in a row for you. I think you've won
really,
four in a
I'm
row.
definitely screwed this week.
Yeah, well, you keep saying that. You keep saying that and jinxing yourself, and then
If that's
you.
what works, just it's my
So
method. Leave me alone.
I'll kick it off this week. So starting lineup for Las Vegas in NASCAR. So this is where I have be smart about who I'm using and who I'm not. I only have one use left for Larson. I'm not using him this week. I can't use him this week, and I'm not gonna definitely not damn using him next week. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But so I've got Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Joey Logano, and in my garage I have Chase Elliott. Notice I didn't say Ryan Blaney. I have one use left of him too. Let's wait. And the feature matchups this week, just because I have him in my lineup, it's Larson versus William Byron. Just because he's in my lineup, I'm taking a shot at this. William Byron over Larson on this one. Joey Logano versus Christopher Bell. The Toyotas are just better on mile and a half overall. Christopher Bell over Logano. Ryan Blaney versus Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, once again, just he's going to have a good race on a mile and a half. Oh, I have Hamlin over Blaney. And Chase Briscoe versus Chase Elliott, the battle of the chases. I have Chase Briscoe in this one.
All right. So my starters, and the same thing. Like I can't put Denny Hamlin, and I have one left on him. So my starting five, I have Kyle Larson, William Byron, Chase Briscoe, spring winner Josh Berry, Bubba Wallace. He's always good on the mile and a halves. And in my garage, I have Ryan Blaney. So my
Gotcha.
matchups, I have Kyle Larson over William Byron, Christopher Bell over Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney over Denny Hamlin, and Chase Briscoe over Chase Elliott.
Well, damn. This will be interesting this week. We are
Yeah, I
go
got to mix it up now. We're running out of drivers.
well,
So
you're within 90 points, so this is where you definitely need to go big and take a shot at it. Hot pick William Byron, hot pick Kyle Larson. They're expecting Hendricks to do well. So if you those two are hot picks, expect Chase to do well too. They're all going to share information. Hendrick wants to have the majority of them in the final four, so don't let them fool you. They want to have three of the four in the final four. That would just be incredible. Uh, Unprecedented. There's usually two, but you never see three. It says avoid Bubba Wallace. What do I know? Those
yeah, me
Toyotas are
either. I
so
got
good
him
mile
in
and a
too
half.
because
Well, he raced well at Kansas. This track's going to race well
he's
at
been
it.
fast all year.
Yeah, and again, this is built all by AI and stuff. So this is just taking statistics. It doesn't say if he crashed or had a flat or had a speeding penalty in prior races at Las Vegas. That all takes into account that of his averages. Obviously, he's going to run well. It says avoid Ryan Blaney. Don't avoid Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney in the playoffs is a different type of driver than the normal ones you would see during the year. He will find a way to be in contention for this one.
Yeah, and all these guys that are in the top eight, they're not going to hold back. They're all going to want to run very well. So it's not like it's going to be, if we get a top 15, we're going to be happy. No, it's going to be they want a top five this week.
Yeah. And the sleeper, and I agree with this. Every time he gets eliminated, he randomly starts racing amazing. Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one that tries to take away the wins from these guys to lock into the final rounds. So look, definitely watch out for Chastain. I like that sleeper pick there. Not to win, but I think that I probably have a top 10 if I had to guess.
Could very well. Yeah.
All right, so our race winning picks for this week. You got. I'm kind of considering who I've got in my fantasy lineup and stuff. And this driver is in my fantasy lineup. He is my championship winner. He's got to lock in on one of these races. So for my championship pick to be correct, he's got to win this race to lock in. I have Christopher Bell winning Las Vegas.
Okay. So in mine, this is kind of funny because I actually, in my feature matchups, I do not have him winning it. But to win the race, I'm going to go with Willie B. He's, like you said, he's due for one. So I think Willie B locks himself in. Mom's pick is Kyle Larson, so she's taking low hanging fruit there.
Well, I Larson locks in. We'll be not upset about that.
No,
Um,
I'd be cool if Willie B locks her in too. That'd be all right.
Yeah, honestly, really, any of the, well, for our purposes, any of the, honestly, the only one I don't really want to see advance, well, two of them. There's two people I don't really want to see advance as a fan. I don't care to see Danny Hamlin advance, and I don't care to see Joey Logano advance. Other
Right.
than that, I'm not going to be mad at anybody else on it.
No, I agree.
Nobody else pisses me off. So, I mean, Chase Briscoe, I mean, he's pretty down to earth, pretty chill. Blaney, obviously, you've known the entire Blaney family forever. So, and his uncle became the oldest World of Outlaw winner this year. So, I mean, maybe there's some good Blaney juju right now.
Yeah, heck yeah. Why not?
All right, let's finish up and talk about the Williams Grove National Open, one of the biggest sprint car races still in the entire country. Put on some really good racing. Posse swept the first night, 1-2-3 finish with Chase Dietz getting the win. Chase Dietz over at Eldora comes to Williams Grove and ends up doing well. And
Yeah.
I think Danny Dietrich, no, did Danny Dietrich get second or was it Lance got second? Uh,
Lance was second, Danny third.
There, okay. And Danny had a shot at the actual Open at the
Yeah.
big race. But Sheldon Haudenschild, he hasn't run too great lately, and he took
Being
advantage
especially
of it.
being out of that car next year, put it to him. He was good all night.
Yeah, I was hoping there was going to be a late race restart. I would have liked to see between between Danny Dietrich, Lance was racing in contention too. I thought they were going to race a lot more side by side, and Lance or Dietrich was going to have a shot at taking taking that win. It was good racing. The track looked really good. If there's an outlaw that win, I think that's the outlaw that people are okay with winning. A lot
Yeah,
of people,
probably.
I think a lot of people in that area really like Sheldon. He
Well,
doesn't,
Jack used to run the Weicker car, so I mean,
yeah.
we
So
all remember.
yeah, so I don't think anybody was upset. I think the only one really anybody would be upset about if it was David Gravel. It
Then
just
probably and Carson Macedo kind of gave shit to his whole crew after not winning the first night. Saying how his car was awful. I'd be like, you don't do that on the public speaker. It sounded like Raymer told he's talking shit.
yeah,
Just remember, guys, your mechanic can flip you anytime he wants.
yeah,
Just keep that in mind.
and
But some sad news after the Williams Grove National Open, sprint car legend Hall of Famer Bobby Allen passed away at age 81, which is weird because there's pictures of Dad and Bobby Allen in the pits Friday or Saturday at Williams Grove, and it's just, condolences to their family. I mean, you just never know.
but you know what? That's the way Bobby Allen would want to go out is finishing up seeing the Williams Grove National Open. And I mean, if there's any way a sprint car legend can go out, it's being at that track and seeing his
Yeah,
final race
for real.
there. So that was pretty cool. I saw him riding on his little scooter and talking about they had
Yeah.
a good
Yeah, because he was
picture of
actually
that.
talking to Dad, says, "Man, you walk everywhere."
Yeah, I don't think Pop's ever rode in a golf cart besides going into the infield to do the open red flag on certain
Yeah, no,
tracks.
not too often.
That's about it. No, he's always wandering somewhere. But the 69K was
Decent.
had some bad luck the first night. They were solid the second night. Pittman, I was like, if Pittman gets up here and finishes second, I say, God damn, ain't no way. I think he got fifth, fourth.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where the fast way around, like the cushion was only about maybe three quarters of the way up, And the 69K, their deal is to be good on the bottom, and they were good on the bottom, but when the cushion's just that far down, it's just the faster way is going to be around the
Well,
top.
the first night the bottom was really hooked up.
Yeah, and he,
That's
whatever reason, he got spun or spun out, and then wasn't
well,
able to really go.
that's why Lance had a shot to win that sucker on Friday. He nobody runs 3 and 4 like Lance does at Williams
Yeah,
Grove. It's just the angle. I can't even really explain. You have to watch it. Just the way he attacks those turns is really
it
neat
don't
to
seem like
see.
it should be able to make that corner the way it
No,
is.
it's kind of like he's going straight into it, but somehow it sticks to the bottom and then
Yeah,
it just launches off the bottom. It's really impressive. And he raced and I swear he just has a knack for 3 and 4 at certain tracks. Like same with Port Royal.
yeah,
He has his own line. So I mean, really hats off to he's had a really good year. He really
yeah.
has.
Good
He's
for
had a
Lance, and
very, very good
and
year.
happy birthday, Lance. It was just a few days ago, so
Yep. I think that will wrap it up for today. Some action coming this week. Obviously, sprint car racing is coming to a close here in a couple weeks. The World Finals will be in a few
yeah.
weeks at Charlotte.
Outlaws are at Lincoln Speedway, and Bobby Allen's cars are going to be running this weekend at Lincoln. They said that's what Bobby would have wanted,
Yep. Oh
and I
yeah.
agree with that. Just we're racers. You race.
Well, he would be mad if they didn't go race.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I mean, we're racers. You race. I mean, that's just what we do. That's how you heal.
Yeah, and hopefully, I'd love to see them get a good run. I really hope so. For the Shark Racing
You
cars,
know,
hopefully they get some
that's
good.
that's their home track, their shops in Hanover. You know,
Yep. So see you.
I don't think anybody would be mad to see the 1A or the 1A, especially the 1A winning.
Yeah, but
Realistically, Schuhart's probably got a better shot, but
who's racing the 1A right now?
Ashton Torkelson.
Yeah, see that's where they need to have why can't I think of his name?
uh, yeah, Bobby's son. Geez.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Joey Allen, but that's not right. That's
Yeah,
Bobby's brother.
I don't know why it's eluding me right now, but I assume he's racing this. I would love for him to at least race and
Yeah,
get both of them to kind of have a shot to have somebody in the family win. That'd be really cool. Is the 69K racing at Lincoln or are they
I
off?
didn't see anything.
All right. Well, that does it this week. Like I said, we're releasing this on Facebook. Now it's exclusively on Spotify and on YouTube, so make sure you guys check that out. If you can't watch us, you can listen to it in the car. If you go into Spotify, you can free to download if you just have it just has ads in it if you want to still listen to it. So that's easy enough, and we'll get back to it again next week. We'll actually have an off-camera segment again this because I'll be down there. We'll actually get to see the race on all weekend long and see how everything shakes up in all the racing world. So we'll see everybody next week.
All right, bye everybody.